after a long day at work, there's nothing quite like coming home and getting a good, nice little chip. Okay. Oh, that was startling. Chips everywhere. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice mess for chips. Fine. 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 No potato chips. Then I got myself some Twinkies. Alright. Let's go ahead and open up the box of Twinkies. Oh. That's not scary. That's just startling me. God. Fine, I'll have a drink of tea.
Wow, 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 wow.
Really? Really? I'm going to tell you something. People, please realize just because something startles you doesn't mean it's scary. Popping stuff out of everywhere just to startle you is not scary. Stop making games like this. Learn how to make games that are actually scary and stop just startling people.
Hello everybody, it's me, Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back with my first ever Oculus Quest review. My first review is going to be a game called Face Your Fears 2. Now don't get this confused with another game that is called Layers of Fear 2, because that one is much, much better. I don't think that one's in VR though. Now, Face Your Fears 2 has been on pretty much all the other VR systems, I believe. I don't think they have it for the PlayStation VR, though. I haven't really checked. But this game will run you $20, and it consists of these two modes that you play through. One is called the Investigation, where you're a paranormal investigator searching through this mansion for ghosts and stuff. And the other one you play as a stupid kid who's trying to find his missing sister that went to this mansion for a party. Now, the key thing about this game is the way the game plays. I haven't played the first Face Your Fears, but I've been told that it was a shorter experience, but a better fleshed out one. This one, hands down, the graphics honestly aren't that bad. So I have noticed certain limitations. I think it might be the Snapdragon processor that's in the Oculus Quest. It seems like some of the resolution on far away items seems to be worse than what a PSVR does. And that might be just due to the fact of the processor, because it's basically a smartphone processor in the damn thing. But it doesn't really break the game. Hands down, the control is great. You basically go from certain sections to another, doing really simplistic puzzles like finding some bolt cutters to cut a lock off a door to get through the next area, like falling down into a casket and having to climb your way out, which I found very annoying because you can play this game standing up or sitting down. But the problem is, especially with that casket part, you fall down and you're supposed to reach all the way around to grab items to help you get out of this grave, that you've fallen into, and it's very easy to keep falling off back into the thing. And I found it a pain in the ass to actually get out of the grave once I got to the top. Now, I don't know if that's really the fault of the VR or the fault of the way the game is. This game is supposed to be a first-person psychological horror game made by Turtle Rock Studios, and it's supposed to be a sequel to the 2017 game. And honestly, I'll have to say I kind of like the Paranormal Investigator one better. It had a lot more almost like, I wouldn't say platforming because I don't think you can't jump in this. But, it has a lot of stuff with grabbing and moving and looking at and stuff. But all in all, there's not anything scary in this. I'm sorry. I'm going to say it. If you have arachnophobia, when you have big ass spiders in your face, oh my God, so I can understand why that creeps you out. But honestly, the only thing this game has is jump scares in it. There's several of them that caught me off guard too, but like I even said in my opening, jump scares aren't scary. Jump scares just startle you. That's a poor method to try to scare people. It's a cheap tactic, and in VR it's great. The slightest things can give you a jump scare in VR, just something that gets up in your face, but it's not deeply scary. I found myself going through this and almost like a dragon's lair. Now what I mean by that is you'll get to an area and then something will happen that'll kill you. And then you'll wait for it to reload, and you'll go back and you got to figure out, okay, how do I avoid getting killed here? Like the very beginning part, a snake will bite you. You have to avoid the snake. Well, it's pretty much just progressing until you figure this out on how to actually get through these scenarios. And once you do, it's just like Dragon's Lair. You memorize what you do, and you just go from point A to point B doing what you need to do. Pick up this key to go to here. Use this piece here to open this. And while I do like the mansion, especially once you get to it, it kind of starts off slow with some really cheesy jump scares. And it just, for me, falls flat. Maybe it's just I've gotten spoiled on scary games, but this is not PT, I would say, honestly, I think it's actually Layers of Fear 2. That's a part where you go through a big-ass boat. I think it takes about a half hour before anything happens in that. This stuff happens, but it's like, literally, okay, you're going through an area, you see a dog. It's growling at you, it's in your face. Ooh, scary. Scary dog. And if you get too close, the dog will kill you. Okay, so you die. Can't get too close to the dog. But you come back and you see the dog again, so you leave. And when you come back, the dog's gone. And it's all it is. It's like cheap jump scares. It's not really gory. It's not really violent. It's mostly just stuff that's supposed to shock you. Like if you're claustrophobic, they have parts where, like, when you fall down into the casket in the grave you have to climb out of. So if you're claustrophobic, that might mess with you. If you have arachnophobia, there's spiders in there you have to deal with, and other stuff as well. So it seems like they touch on things that people have fears of, but they don't really actually make you face them. Really, you just go into a room and you're like, oh crap, and you do something, and you leave the room and you go to the next area, and you just go around the maze-like area to find the item that you need to progress the story. And honestly, it's very short. Once again, I wouldn't consider this a game. Much like the PlayStation VR's titles their experiences, that's what this should be labeled as, is a experience. It's not a full-length game, and I honestly think $20 is a bit too high for this. If it was like $9.95 or something like the Vader Immortal, which I'll be doing a review on next, I would actually say I would think it's worth it. But for the current price, at least of what they wanted of $20 for it, I don't see it's worth it. And hands down, I have to say the Oculus Quest is a really good system. It does have some faults, here and there, but the fact of your ability to take it anywhere and map out on the floor where you want to play this thing and not have to have it hooked up to anything other than the games downloaded to it, that's great. But I already talked about how the headset is and what I think is good and bad about it. But as for this game, honestly, you play as a character I don't care about, looking for a sister. You go through collecting items, which is ho-hum. It's rinse and repeat gameplay of going to an area, dealing with some sort of cheesy jump scare, unlocking a door and going in and looking for stuff. That first part I didn't like. I found the investigator one, while it seemed more difficult with its puzzles, was a lot better. It had more aspects of almost like a horror movie. Like you're literally in a haunted house where a guy's, in the end, I would have to say, if you're really, really easily scared at stuff and you want to get something scary, I still can't really recommend this. I don't find it to be scary. I find it to be a boring, tedious game that I don't think takes full advantage of the Oculus Quest, the way the controls are and everything. And I've also been told it's not as good as the first Face Your Fears game. And in the end, I would have to say I cannot recommend this game. It wasn't scary. It was full of nothing but cheap-ass, pathetic jump scares. And, you know, I blame games like Five Nights at Freddy's for this. To me, to have scary gameplay, you have to actually build up a scare to it. Not just have jump scares. Jump scares are a part of it, but you pepper that throughout other things that make it scary. You don't just throw jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, spider, spider, jump scare, eel, spider, jump scare, snake. That's not how you build, you know, that's not the layers of fear, okay? That's not how you face a fear. I honestly have to say, deep down, I did not like this game. The VR aspect was great. It didn't feel tacked on, but it just didn't feel like it was that good of a game, and definitely not one I could recommend paying $20 for. If this was something you could get for free, or if it's a discounted price, maybe try it out. But considering the thing about the Oculus Quest is you have to download the games on the headset themselves. So unless you get the 100 gig model, you have a limited amount of space. This one takes up about 2 gigs, 2.5 gigs of the memory of the headset. So if you have the smaller version like I do, you have to really kind of focus on what games you want to have and if it's good or not. And in this one, for the overall price, the overall length, the overall graphics, the overall controllability, the playability, and the design of the game, I would say pass. I did not find this scary at all. I did not like it. I really don't think this is that good of a game, and I would have to say pass on it. But that's only my personal opinion. You might actually enjoy it or not. I actually had more fun time playing Richie's Plank Experience. Yeah. And all you do there is you walk off a plank off the top of a building. Yeah, that says something. But in the end, I would have to say, for my first Oculus Quest review, Face Your Fears 2 was a big disappointment, and I don't recommend it. It's not scary. It's just full of jump scares. This was Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I want to thank each and every one of you for watching these videos. I want to thank each and every one of you for whenever you hit that like button. Hit the bell icon to stay updated whenever I release any new videos. And remember, I always end my videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember, people, the devil is in the details. Peace out.